Hello, and what's up? Greetings and salutations, my name is Adamar, I'm playing Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, but I'm not doing a Let's Play of this. Man, I play so much of this game, I ain't got time to that doesn't make any sense, but ignore that. What this is going to be a thing, right? The exact nature of the thing is I'm going to do a series of hardcore games. Not hardcore as in difficult, as in like I die, I move on to the next game, continue somewhere else. Many of the games included on the list that I have, basically it's my Steam playlist of games that are single player and it makes sense to not die. Or not want to die. Many of these games I actually haven't played. Or it's been some time since I played. So, like, Thief, as in the newish one, that's gonna be pretty nuts. I'm absolutely sure that trying to play a stealth game without dying, with the actual permadeath turned on, I won't go if they see me I die, but it's the kind of game where you get brutally murdered if you do get seen. Yeah, and I won't be playing games on easy. I think I will opt for, like, medium hard, where possible. I usually like to play games on hard because it extends their life. What's up, ladies? My name is Louis. Because it is. God, I hate that I need to use the mouse to do that. I honestly don't know what button they want me to press. Yes, I know my name. Okay. So, game plan. I've been trying to figure out, I've been wanting to do this for a while, right? Which one is adaptability? Okay. I need the highest adaptability explorer. Sounds good. Actually, that's almost ideal. Okay, so the build that I have in mind for this nonsense is, I mean, strictly speaking, it's not possible for entry-level nonsense. Homeward? Well, actually, no, we'll take the life ring. This build is a Batman build. That is to say, let's just go super thin, because I can, and muscly. I'm not going to be using weapons. I'm going to be punching everything. If I had more of these, I'd do it from this point onward, but I'm going to hold out at least until Medulla with the dagger. Because, well, I ain't exactly trying to throw my life away. I'm trying to get somewhere, which is the reason I'm not going to go fight the ogre, because, I mean, I could, but I choose life at this point. So, yeah, my game plan is get a stack of throwing knives and a stack of adaptability and see how far I can get. Boss fights with throwing knives sounds like an awfully hard idea, but with sufficient adaptability, and like we're looking at looking at our stats here, we'll be wanting to max stamina and max adaptability, so we'll probably try and level those equally, 1 for 1. Now that means endurance will stay slightly lower, but I won't get it above 40, and I'll want the adaptability to be really freaking high, because you get enough agility, which is one of the traits of adaptability. Get enough agility, and you have half a second of invulnerability frames. That means that if I roll, I get half a second of not dying. Just in case you're not aware of how this game works, when you roll, you get brief moments of invulnerability. It's usually like, well, it's measured in frames, assuming 30 frames per second. Now the game currently doesn't run at 30 seconds per 30 frames per second, not 30 seconds per frame. That would be kind of intense. But I think the animations do. I don't know exactly how it works. If I'm entirely honest, I don't know the science, but you roll, and as you roll, fun things happen. You get a brief moment of invulnerability where weapons can pass through you without any harm, and the more adaptability you have, it doesn't change how you roll. Let's whip another. Can we? Nah. Still So. That brief moment of invulnerability will allow me to survive big swings, which I normally am unable to, and half a second is a real long time. Like, I don't know exactly how long it takes to roll, and this is not the fastest roll we can have. Let's miss this up a bit. Yeah, we're going with that. And I can roll even further. Booyah. So yeah, I'm sure I'm going to enjoy that much time to not take damage. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy that, assuming we get that far. So what's... Well, I'll try to run for about half-hour blocks. Look, this series may or may not be almost entirely inspired by a series of videos currently being done by Epic Namebro, also known as the Pig who plays the Souls, and the Borns. He is doing a quote-unquote milk and toast, which means he has to stay at level 1. I can't handle that! See, I have the significant problem in that I'm not very good at games. So, I ain't running that risk. I ain't doing level 1. I like leveling up too much. Much too much. So yeah. But I will, no less, try. Sick, I get increased item discovery from this hat. That's awesome. Man, if I finish this game, I will be so happy. I'll finally have a character who actually has one of the magic rings if you can't see my weapon. Which I'm not sure I'd ever really want, but I'd have it. I don't think I'll ever get that I haven't rested at a bonfire, although I could, like... Assuming you do 2 different runs, one of them isn't that difficult, it just spends a lot of time walking. A lot of time walking from place to place. It'll be like Dark Souls 1 all over again. That would be fun. So, out into the world. These witching urns should be good. Aromatic ooze won't get much use out of that. Prism stones aren't very useful. Repair powder again, same deal. But witching urns, like, they're included on the things that I'm going to want to buy an absolute shit ton of. Obvious choice. At this point, we want to loot everything. Absolutely everything. We'll go talk to the Emerald Herald in a moment. I'm not fighting the pigs. That doesn't help me. But I want things. Don't need clothes right now. Might have to increase my wit a little bit so that I can carry heavier armor, but that's lower on the list, because the whole idea is that with the adaptability at the range that at the point that I want it, I really want to not be taking damage. So, what's up there? Homeward Bones? Homeward Bones, good. Homeward Bones are good. I could kill the blacksmith. That is a thought. I'm not going to kill the armor selling man. I won't kill the blacksmith, because I might decide if this proves to be extremely frustrating, because I'm not exactly well tuned towards dealing with frustration. But that said, that's unlikely to be a problem, because once I die, I stop. I'm going to stop doing this if I die. Bruh, give me things, I want them. I'd kill you, but I've already done that on like 3 characters. Just kill everyone. That's less fun. Shoss. Give me things. I insist upon it. Okay, I think we're done with him. What's left? Emerald Herald. Emerald Herald. Here's the other cool thing about this idea. I only decided to do this, I mean, yes, I found out about massive amounts of invulnerability frames, but I also found out there's an item over there.
Are you or
Have I never seen that
of the
before?
curse? I will remain. Take.
Thank you.
Go on.
Seek the king, do a bunch of stuff. Can you level up my Estus Flask? Please. Thank you. I won't get you to level me up because I'm pretty weak at this point. The other effect that increasing your adaptability has is it increases the speed at which you use items. Now, normally that doesn't sound that useful, does it? What is this? Did I not know this existed? Is there a reason for this? Why didn't... Maybe I did? Long ago? What the hell, me? What the actual hell? Absolutely seamless editing, surely. So, I suppose, while I wander on, I should entirely try to distract myself and make this only harder, because, you know, that's kind of what I do, by having some sort of topic of discussion. And I suppose the only logical thing to do, the most logical thing to talk about, is my YouTube channel at the minute. If you're watching this, that probably means you're already a subscriber. If not, welcome! Hi! You're watching someone who's vastly incompetent and doesn't put enough time into their work, but who has a bit of fun and tries to share that fun with other people. So, basically the 50% of gaming YouTubers, maybe. Who knows? So, I'm mostly known for my League of Legends. That's probably no accident, because, well, that's the thing that I did that made me popular. It was also a thing that I really enjoyed for the 4 or 5 or how many gods, it's been a long time. Look, I started playing that game in my first year of university. I have since spent 3 years in university and 2 years out, so... Perhaps, just maybe, you can understand why I don't really play it that much anymore. I never liked playing the game on my own that much, or rather I got to the point where I didn't want to play on my own because the community grew and changed, and I was like, I don't play by the meta, I don't care for it, I don't like that it exists even. I'm normally quite tolerant towards people having their own ideas, but you gotta frickin' not tell me how to play my game. And that people told me how to play my game got on my nerves so much that I stopped playing with strangers. It loses you games when you fight with me, because I can Vel'Koz ADC from now until the end of time with relative ease. But if you decide to do an ADC support, which is always bad, as in I'm going to support as Vayne, because I've made a decision that I can do, but you're making a decision to troll me back because you think I'm trolling. Like, that's not good. We could have won that ranked game. We could have won, but you ruined it. And it's your fault. I rocked that game, by the way. So, I generally don't enjoy LOL on my own, and slowly but surely, the various friends that I have, the people that I play games with, have also stopped playing LOL. Now, a few of us still follow it. Now, I didn't really follow it to begin with on the esports level. I followed what was happening in the game patch-wise, usually. Well, large remake-wise, and I tried to stay on top of things to keep my ideas for Illegitimate Legends flowing. If you don't know, Illegitimate Legends is my series of videos about League of Legends builds that are odd. The very things that I describe, like AD carry Vel'Koz. Things that I think work, but most people don't think works, and cause me to have strife with communities. God, it's all cyclical. I've slowly run out of build ideas for that game, and my enthusiasm for it has waned dramatically, and so now I'm not playing it. I might return. I still have things that I want to do video production wise, projects that I want to work on. I want to do some more League of Legends parody songs for old boy bands, because I think that's hilarious and was some of the most fun I ever had recording that. Just deciding to do something at midnight because the house was empty and getting the microphone to do some work. Like, that was a good experience for me. And I would like to do that again. But I don't think I'll be doing any more Illegitimate Legends. I don't think I can, you know? I don't think I could bring myself to keep doing it now that I know that I don't like it. You know, it's just, I'm not going to force myself to play the game. I do have some things I want to leave people with, some wisdom that I think I have that could be useful to others. Probably won't be, but in the event that I can help someone with my knowledge of the game, or my attitude toward the game, that's useful. And I want to drop in some other things too, like, I have champion ideas that I think are moderately valid and unexplored areas of the game. Might talk about those for a little bit. But I do want to do some projects, just now's not the time. It's really what I guess that I'm saying. Which leaves me, where does my channel go? Because, let's be honest, most people don't watch my non-League of Legends content. That's fair enough. It's kind of what you came for, and if you're not getting that, or if you take what you want from the channel. But I do want to keep doing YouTube. It is my favorite hobby. Do I risk dying? Because I've died on this jump many a time. Let's do it. What was that? Butts. So, my plans for the future. I want to be playing this game. Or rather, I want to be running this series. I want to be doing a collection of anything and everythings. This hardcore series, I think, should be fairly entertaining. And yes, I don't have at least I don't think I have, a broad enough list of games, a broad enough library that I could sustain it forever, constantly doing new things, but I buy new games fairly regularly. And more importantly, we can revisit old ones with new plans. Like, plenty of the games where this system works have different build strategies, and they'll be wide enough apart from each other that it won't do any harm. I needed the throwing knives, I really did. That'll save me a fortune. Like, I could return to this game in a month's time and it would still be entertaining. I'm not going to end up playing the same section to death, or rather I will, but it'll be far enough apart that it won't be as problematic. Keeping those, holding on to those. Don't really need the coins, nor that, nor that, nor that, nor that. What's up, bro? Thank you. Thank you very much. Through the wall, man. Come on. So, this is an idea. Continuing with things like this, where I can just enjoy the games that I'm playing at the minute with an audience. More or less the Let's Play series, but not necessarily as long running as continually playing a game for multiple players' entertainment. Rather, my entertainment plus your viewership, because I'm not very good at Let's Plays. However, that said, I am going to do one. For no one's... it's really for no one's benefit at all. Hopefully you enjoy it, but I'm doing a series on a game called Hellgate London. You may have heard of it. I don't really care if you haven't. It's an older game. It is the game that I perhaps hate the most. Like, I can think games are bad, and it's not the worst game that exists. That's an unreasonable judgment. But it is pretty awful, and I'm impassionate about my hatred for a great many reasons. Which I'll go into on that series. But I will be playing that game because I despise it, and I think tormenting myself and trying to push through that game one more time, like... I have the weirdest, most horrible nostalgia about that game. It makes me angry thinking about it. If I can maybe let that go, that's something I should really, really, really try and do. Sup, lady? I don't need to buy the key, I don't need to buy human effigies. The Ferrous Lockstone and the Branch of Yore will be helpful, but right now... give me those. We don't yet have enough. Once I hit 50 throwing knives, and I will try to avoid using them, we will attempt to do the throwing knives from now on idea. Which is an interesting, because it won't exactly be cost efficient. Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to kill him. I don't really need to. Leveling up clothes? Yeah, I ain't doing that. Get up. Get up. Don't make me kick you. Oh man, there are sections of this game that are going to destroy me. Oh god. Things that usually do aren't exactly going to stop. White soapstone. you have jumped over there, bro. You've made a terrible mistake. Yoink. Let's test a theory. It's not my theory. I believe someone else did this, and look, if you want to see people who are actually good at this game and know shortcuts like this, well then, you're in the wrong place. Damn. Supposedly, it's possible to blow... There's barrels on the other side of that wall that explode the wall if you apply quantities of fire. Come on, man. Ha! We didn't flask up. I never flask up. See, I'm bad at this game, may have mentioned. Get used to it. So I'll be playing Hellgate London. I'm gonna be trying to put more effort into that series than I usually put into things. Like, there'll be lore discussions, because I hate that lore. Oh god. There'll be discussions of gameplay mechanics and why I don't like that game, why I hate it. There'll be discussions of what I wanted from it, and why it didn't meet those expectations. There'll be a whole lot of darkness seeping like a wound as I try to get it out of my body. Maybe come to terms with the fact that I played that game for 4 years. But these are all stories that are not for this location. But what else? Well, I love Star Citizen. My computer can't run it at current graphics settings, but I think I can do some twiddlywinks to fix it up, but there's nothing there to play that's worth sharing. Anyone who's following that game or playing it will be aware of this fact. It's just, at the minute, it's a dogfighting sim. They've got a flight model going and a few ships. Like, there's plenty to play and enjoy, but you'd just be watching me dogfight with AI for hours. Do you want to do that? Probably not. Oh wow. But in the future, like, what I want from that game is I want a little radio station. I want to be Deep Space Radio. I don't know if that's what I'll call it. In fact, that's probably not what I'll call it. But I do want to be I want to be wandering space, and I want to be talking a lot. Talk about space. Try and actually, for once, pay attention to what's happening in the game world, in the meta world, all these things. Just talk in deep space. So that's what I will be doing with that series. Like, this is almost a given. But that game's a long way from release. So, that's a while away yet. And first we've got to play Squadron 42, because that's single player, man. Single player. Look, I'm excited for that game. But in the meantime, what do I do with illegitimate legends? That's the question that occurs to me, because I like the concept. That's how I play games sometimes. Trying to do things differently to other people. Not necessarily actively, just I set my own terms of engagement, my own goals. Sometimes I do my own personal challenge runs. Now, they're rarely as interesting as the challenge runs done by people who are actually good at games. Like, the shit I've seen in Dark Souls, beyond my own understanding. So I can't recreate that level of challenge, but I do want to keep going with illegitimate legends and show something with it. So I am interested in your feedback as to what would you like to see in that regard, but I'm not going to ask you to completely design a thing. Look, I'll be doing the stuff. I'm just like, is there something that you're interested in? I don't think the game I've been playing a bit of recently over LOL has been Heroes of the Storm, but I don't see it having the same sort of nature as LOL, in that I don't think it's that compatible with illegitimate legends as a concept. Oddly enough, the game that I've been considering very strongly doing a lot of content on is Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Now, there's plenty of reasons to not do that, because it's not exactly a huge game in the multiplayer scene, at least not anymore. I'm pretty sure it's died off. Now, I don't know that this is the case, but I think it's a fairly safe assumption, considering what I see from the hub world, is that there's not as many people as there used to be, but maybe I've just gone blind. And it's never going to be a LOL. That's crazy. At least I don't think it's going to be a LOL. Might be. Wouldn't that be awesome? Because I adore that game. I think it's fantastic. It's not as complex and intricate as a fighting game, so I don't have to be as skilled, because gods, I button mash. I button mash hard. That is who I am. I am the button masher. Oh, he moved. Did you now? Okay, it begins. It begins. I am allowed to punch people. Be entirely clear with this. Punching is allowed. Can you power stance? Nope, can't power stance unarmed. So we'll two-hand for the wreckage. Jesus, bro. What's up? Oh no. So, this'll take getting used to. But I can buy a knife for each of these guys I kill, so it pays for itself if I only use one. Pays for itself. Let's stick with regular punching for now. But I could do, like, happily do plenty of things with Xenoverse. Like, it has. Builds are a thing. I don't know what the multiplayer builds are. I haven't spent much time fighting other players, mostly due to lag and my own personal belief that items should not come into multiplayer. I don't think you're good if you needed to use an item to survive. Like, consumables, really, bro? Really, that's how you're gonna beat me? By chugging more health items because I haven't got any equipped? That's your game plan. Get punched. Man, we're gonna need a Batman outfit. How much is a Batman suit of armor? Okay, I get it, jeez. Sit down. Stay down. Thanks. Consumables, wonderful. Exactly what I needed. Really, bro? Right, because you can't throw down. Not without an aim. Yeah, it's... So I could come up with some interesting builds for that game, I think. There are as many skills that I like. I'm about halfway through getting them all unlocked, which, for any of you who have actually played the game, holy shit, that's an endeavor. For those of you who haven't played the game, trust me, it's random drops of random drops. Or random drops of random events, rather, is how you get most skills. Holy shit, is that annoying. Huh, I thought he'd take a swim. Yeah, the old one too. The old one too. Oh. It's been about half an hour. Probably been a bit... Dicks! Excuse me. It's been about half an hour, and I am, like, my dialogue is petering off, as is probably normal. So I'm gonna run up to the bonfire. We're gonna buy 6 more throwing knives, hooray. And then, yeah, that's the story. Let me know if you think it's acceptable for Batman to wear a cestus. Cestus is a boxing glove with nails in it for the punching. I have a friend who's thoroughly convinced Batman can wear, like, claws, but he's just bad at games. And I'm not that guy. He's not wearing pants. I'm not wearing a shirt. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next time when I do another video. It will try to be regular. It will try to be regular. Good night.